Okay, assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillah. Alhamdulillah. Wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Hope everyone's well. We're going to start a bit earlier just to get people to come around. Enough time. It's a very important thing that we are addressing today. I will be posting and taking questions as well, inshallah. And you can go to the live broadcast questions, which are on Instagram, inshallah. Okay, they're on Instagram. I will be posting those, inshallah. And you can ask your anonymous questions, as always. But today we're going to be addressing the controversy that's been going around. It's not what you think. I'm not going to be going on and repeating what other people have done. Try to point out a few things. But I'm looking at it from a counseling perspective, inshallah, from a different perspective. So I'm posting the link right now for the anonymous questions, okay, on Instagram, inshallah. So you can go to Instagram and put that. Let me just really quickly post that. All right. And all right. And then you can also post your questions on the chat, such as, okay, this person says sexual pleasure exists in Dawah, but not in administration. I'll probably start by addressing that question first, inshallah. But it is a very important question, and we will be addressing it because it's usually geared towards men, and men only. And that is an issue, actually. And I'll explain to you why in a bit. Let me just post it. Okay, here we go. Okay, so it is up now. You can send your anonymous messages, inshallah, on my Instagram. And you can post your questions here. And always remind you that you can help with the dawah by posting a super chat. And I'll get to it much easier than just the regular chat. Okay, the audio problem, let me see. Okay, yeah, 1 second, please. I need to see what the problem is here. Microphone, yeah, it's not connected, sorry. Forgive me for that. Okay, shh. Okay, now, Bismillah, testing 1, 2, 3. Audio okay? Is it okay? Inshallah. All right, barakallah fikum. All right. Yeah, so it's not about criticizing anyone. I think we need to understand, yeah, even though the issue's been dealt with, right? Yeah, there's no slander here. I actually defended the brother and I spoke to him. There's no, it's a problem with our community that everyone jumps the gun. So I'll probably start with that, inshallah. The fact that everyone jumps the gun. Okay, and this is a problem. Actually, that's what happened with this thing. I waited till today, till everything got clear. You think I don't know that clear? I talked to the brother. I'm not going to show you my conversation with him, but I spoke to the brother directly. Alhamdulillah. I'm not going to tell you, okay, what it is that we spoke about. But yes, I spoke to him and we had a very good discussion. And just to understand, I waited as opposed to other people who jump the gun. As opposed to, as you can see in the comments, everyone jumps the gun. I didn't speak yet people are already judging. And this is one of the main reasons that I want to actually address the problem with this video, with what's happened, this event. Okay, but before we do that, as I said, we're gonna address a few of the comments, inshallah. So for those who are saying it's better not to post, okay, I definitely watched all the videos that were posted by him. Okay, I spoke to the brother Zayd himself. Okay, I've done research, spoke to other brothers, and looked at it from the different perspectives. And this is basically the way it is. 1 second. I'm just gonna. Okay. So this is so I've looked at it from all the different angles. So for those who are jumping the gun, please do not. Okay, that's the main, I'm going to keep repeating, the main problem is with our community in large is that we don't wait for things to be clarified and everyone just says something. So for example, again, I'm just going to make it as an example. I'm trying to give this video, but everyone right away in the comments, not everyone, some people right away, oh brother, this has been addressed. you didn't see this video. Oh, brother, you should not post this. I'm trying to clarify a few issues. And actually, one of the things that I added here on my notes was that we have this phenomenon in our community. If someone attacks someone, if someone posts something, if someone puts something, before any clarification, one side of the story has been heard, everyone starts making right away judgments, releases. Oh my God, oh, did you hear this? Clickbait, blah, blah, blah. I apologize. I guess let me see the thumbnail. Yeah, I think my my designer did a clickbait. I'm not so much into clickbait, but I think it's important sometimes to just catch people. But anyway, people just jump the gun. They just start judging. They just start attacking people, and that's kind of what happened. This is not only one case. It's not the brother's case, the sister case. Okay, this is the case of many issues in our community. Many issues. And we know that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us to not do that, to be careful. Okay, if the ayah says that if a fasik comes, then what you should do, Surah Al-Hujarat, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, in ja'akum fasiqun binaba'in fatabayyan. If a fasik, a person, which everyone commits fisq, human beings, comes to you with some news, then make sure that you check it. Okay, make sure you check it. Why? So that you will not end up in causing problems, like causing fitnah. All right. So please, people need to just calm down. I'm coming at this from a counseling perspective. The things that I'm going to address is, number one, why did this happen, and not because of them too. In our community, in the ummah in general, people are having issues when it comes to marriages. So they start taking certain pathways to facilitate their marriage because of restrictions from families and so on. That's one thing I'm going to address. Number two, the issue of why Misyar today is so popular. Number three, I'm going to address the issue of why parents really, really strangle their children sometimes and push them into committing certain acts. Not that they themselves do it, but they put so much pressure on them that it causes the children, the young men and women of this ummah, to start taking matters into their own hands, culturally speaking, from a cultural perspective. And I'm not attacking the brother or the sister's culture or anything like that. I've traveled the world, many different cultures. I understand this pretty well, that many people will push culture and have certain requirements that sometimes, not necessarily that they violate Islam, but they make things more difficult. Okay, they make things very, very difficult. And in doing so, it pushes the brother and the sister to start looking at different options. And that's kind of what happened here. There was different options that were to be understood, but there was, it seems like, a clear miscommunication, misunderstanding, and even taking things out of context. And we'll explain it from different perspectives, again, as a counselor. Also look at the responsibility that us da'is and imams and people of knowledge and people talk on YouTube have to take when it comes to how much time do they spend addressing these issues and clarifying why is it important to marry early, clarifying why is it important for parents and the ummah, the community, to facilitate marriage, to make it easier, to not put these blocks in the paths of these brothers and sisters. How do we look at young brothers who are now pushing their late 20s, graduated, and they're not able to get married? Why are they not able to get married? Well, they have the money, the qualifications, the ability, but their parents say, no, you can only marry from this group of women that we choose, and you have no choice with that. And if you do that, we will leave you. We will dissociate ourselves from you. And with the sisters, where the fathers do not use any wisdom and do not take the responsibility and accountability that you are wali, that you are a man who's supposed to help your daughter. And imagine a daughter comes and says to her parents, hey, I want to get married. I've had cases where their mother slapped the living days out of them, where their father hit them for even daring to open their mind, their mouth to say that it's marriage. Why? Because obviously sometimes to women it sounds like such a, oh my God, what is wrong with you? You have desire, you've done something wrong if you want to get married. Yeah, so what if she has desire? Hello, she's a human being. Of course she's gonna have desire. Of course it's gonna be libido and high desire, especially in today's environment. 100%. The brothers, their family laugh at them when they say, I want to get married. They laugh at them. They say, man, go do your thing, just go take care of yourself later, right? They laugh at them. They say, you're a little boy. Again, I'm not attacking or talking about Zina. I'm talking, as I said, from a counseling perspective, almost 20 years of experience. I'm telling you that this event is just one of many, 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 many. And why? A lot of people just, oh, the brother, he should have not talked to her. Okay, I agree with you. I agree with you. Do you think he's the first one to have talked to sisters? And the first sister who have talked to a brother? People talk to each other, especially on social media, even on comments. People talk, and so the permissibility and the permissibility of that, we're not going to get into it right now. It's been discussed over and over again, but I'm talking about why these things are happening. When I look at it, if you see my videos, I always try to analyze things a bit deep to understand why are we in this situation. Okay, so yes, he should have not contacted her, and yes, she should have not exposed them, because he was talking from a certain perspective of asking the opinion of this single mother. So we need to understand this. Why brothers are willing to risk it, especially someone who has that type of account. I'll make a point here. Had he probably have 8,000 followers, 9,000 followers, probably this would have not been a big deal and not been exposed. But because he has 200,000 plus followers, it became a big thing. So it's an issue. Another issue to look at, single mothers and how their value is and what single mothers are, and this whole predatory attitude towards single mothers. That needs to be talked about. Looking at the concept of Dawah bros. What does this title mean? What do women mean when they say things, okay? Right? What did they say? Again, people are not listening, subhanAllah. I'm not slandering the brother. I spoke to him, okay? The thumbnail is nothing to that. You have to listen. You need to listen to understand what we're talking about. Okay, you need to listen to understand to what we are talking about. There's no slander. The brother has been already acquitted. He's been explained to everyone. I spoke to him personally. Okay, again, I'm going to repeat this throughout our session. Stop jumping the gun. Stop. I waited days and made my research before I scheduled this video. I spoke to him and I said, I'm going to make a response. And he said, go ahead and spread the truth. Okay, I had permission. Now, you don't like the thumbnail, this and that, because that was the main title of what's been happening. That's what people accused him with. So if you look at my title, I'm clarifying that. Okay, if you listen and stop judging me, like many of you have judged him before from the beginning, all you need to do is just calm down. Just wait till it is clear. فَتَبَيَّنُوا. Make it clear. The brother has made it clear. We need to, I'm not going back to the details. Am I playing their videos? Am I playing their voice notes? Like many have done that within the first few hours of the video being released. People just jumped on the horse, just jumped on the wave. And it's good that it happened, because a lot of people sadly will expose themselves and their way of dealing with these issues. That they can't wait to spread this kind of slander. And this kind of slander, it is very, 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 very dangerous. Okay? Also, I would appreciate if people stop saying that I'm exhausted. Okay? You don't know me. You don't know what I'm going through. You don't know. I work hard. Okay? Been traveling for the past few months. I'm in different time zones. So don't worry, man. I'm okay. Alhamdulillah. By the will of Allah, don't worry. You don't need to worry about me. I appreciate it. Quite a few comments there. Okay, that I look exhausted. That's not polite when you keep telling someone that, to be honest. And again, we have to be polite in the way we deal with each other. Yeah. So my points, inshallah, as we're reaching the mark of 11 o'clock, as I said, please do put your questions. Okay. We are going to address some of these questions, inshallah. And if you support the dawah with the super chat, I can see your question faster, inshallah. And you can also go to the Instagram. It is up right now, and you will be able to post your anonymous questions. Okay, they're already, I think, coming through. Yes, they are. Okay, and there they are. Okay, they're coming through. So I don't know who is saying this, but they're anonymous. Okay, so someone asked me for Misyar marriage because we are from different countries. What do you think? I'll explain this. Okay, they show Misyar marriages. Okay, not my opinion, the opinion of the scholars, and so on. So you can post your uh, your your questions. But let us talk and again reiterate. Yeah, this is not for exposing anyone. I'm not even gonna really address Zayd and the sisters. A little bit here. I don't even know her name. It doesn't bother me. Okay, the way I wait again, I waited days. I reached out to him. I looked at what people released. And then I finally, after talking to him and talking to him, telling that I'm gonna actually make a response and a video about it. And he said, spread the truth. And he also told me what he will do. I said, cool. I gave him some advice. He accepted. Very, very, very polite and nice brother. I do believe that there's other people out there who are doing weird things, and those people need to be addressed. And maybe at some point, as some of the scholars said, that when a person continues to do something evil, he needs to be exposed. But I'm going to say this again. This brother was not to be exposed. Like, he did not deserve this. Like, he is such a good brother. He does such amazing work, and Allah knows best. But just talking to him, I've talked to many people in my life. You have to understand, just today I had 4 sessions already for counseling. I talk to a lot of people. Okay, I'm pretty okay to gauge people. He's not that person. Okay, very nice guy. Allahumma barik. May Allah bless him, protect him. I would have probably responded in a different way, a bit harder, because there needs to be a lesson learned here, and it's important. So, inshallah, let us address this, bi'idhnillah ta'ala. So, number one, okay, the sexual predators in Dawah. Adil says, but not in every situation. What does that mean? And do you know that actually the brother was coming to ask the sister her opinion, which he admitted that, hey, I should have not done that. 100%. I told the brother, bro, come on. You should have not done that. You have such a big following. Had you had 5,000 followers, it probably would have never been exposed, honestly. But because you're such a big thing, mashallah, mabarak, well, this happened. I'm going to leave it at that. But I told the brother that he should have done that. Personally, like for example, in our counseling website, Positive Science Psychology Counseling, we have 3 sisters, very experienced. You want to take a woman's opinion, we have very polite through email. You can counsel and you can get their opinion. You can ask us. We're about 7, 8 people with our seniors there, with our scholars as well. You can ask, we can talk to a woman, no problem, in terms of getting that understanding of what a woman thinks. We have mothers, we have females who have great experience in counseling and understanding things from a woman's perspective. Be careful who you go. A lot of brothers reach out to sisters. All right, a lot of guys cannot sometimes hold them. I know some because I've dealt with them. Their cases came to me, so I'm not talking from here. And I always say, look, oh brother, but I just wanted to understand the sister. Yeah, but you have to understand that it's dangerous. Oh, because, well, whatever, this whole exposing culture is a big thing. It's a big thing. I'm gonna put on, a nice look and go online and be like, oh my God, I've suffered. These Dawah brothers are so bad. And look at me now, my links and my views are increasing and the numbers and all that. You got to be careful. I'm not, again, directly to the sister, but it is a phenomenon. There's something called imam hunters. They hunt imams. They set them up. There's something called exposition websites, or people have made services specifically and they're making money specifically from telling women to, hey, if any imam or anyone misbehave with you, how about you come to us and we'll do a thorough investigation and then we'll see. Now, a lot of these things I'm not saying there might be some predators, 100%. I know that there's been some. But you can understand, once you get accused, for example, for this brother, even though he's clearly clarified it, his honor is somehow compromised. Do you not agree? Right? And that's so because he's such a good, nice brother, such a good man. But once you attack someone's honor on this, right, your honor is compromised. People are going to think and look at you a bit different. Oh, what if? Oh, what if this? What if that? Right? So come to the right sources, inshallah. Anyone, okay, wants to know, for example, men want to know from a woman's perspective. There are ways to ask some of the women who have knowledge and so on. Because yes, indeed, some brothers want to understand. Now, if you want to go to the source of the problem, the brother was actually proposed this marriage by someone. It seems someone was asking him. And here to address this question on the screen, okay, you need to understand that for people in the Dawah who have a huge following, this is a big fitna. I can tell you, I spoke to imams, some of the cooler dais, how many requests for marriage they have received. Actually, we could do like a Me Too movement of dais. No joke. Wallahi, uqsim billah. That we could. But we men don't really do that. There's been a few cases where there's been some very disastrous issues with some of these daya females that some of the one brother specifically had to expose it recently. But in general, imams are not going to go do that. I swear by Allah that there is people I spoke to, others, and if we want to, we could show evidence and expose some sisters online who have some pretty good accounts there and see how they misbehave with us. Oh, brother, I have a question. Oh, brother, this. Oh, brother, can you marry me? Oh, brother, but my family shouldn't find out. Oh, brother, but I have kids. Oh, brother, it's okay if you don't come and see me. Oh, brother, it's okay if you... Misyar. Now, is Misyar halal, haram? It's being clarified, right? There's a bit of difference of opinion, but most of the scholars of today, Ibn Taymiyyah, many of the scholars of today, with the exception of a few like Shaykh Omar Ashqar and Shaykh Albani, but most of them have said that, well, it's halal, but discouraged because of the consequences and the problems. We're not going to get into that. If you want to, you can do some research. Islam Q&A has talked about that. And so on. It's not my point right now to clarify the fiqh issue with some of these videos I've done. My point is that the brother was approached by a sister. My point is that many sisters approach brothers, especially handsome brothers who are in dawah. And this brother, mashallah, mabarak, is handsome. So they approach and they start misbehaving. Some really bad. Some will send pictures without warning. Some will send very bad. But see, the double standard of nature kind of forgives women. Men are not going to kind of do that. Well, how about we make a movement? For example, one of the brothers, I think, I don't have a problem because it's public. Brother Abdullah Andalusi, or whatever his name is. May Allah bless him, protect him, does great work, mashallah, mabarak. He's made or started such a platform where women can come and complain about imams and so on. And I tagged him and I asked a simple question. Can I also complain about some women, about how they misbehave with me and other men that I know and imams and sheikhs and dais? Can we also complain? And me and Sheikh Abdurrahim McCarthy, we did a live on this, and the video is posted there where we discuss these things. Okay, and the problem with us. So can we also, are men allowed to complain about the predatory nature of some of the women online or not? It's only for women. Do you see when we talk about how men and women are different, the psychology of the men and women, how different it is, how the society looks different at men and women? Sometimes positive on this side, sometimes positive on the other side, sometimes negative on this side, sometimes negative on the other side. We need to understand it's a deep thing. For the brother, it seems, based on what he said, that someone reached out to him. I have no doubt in believing that. And then he reached out to the sister to understand her position and her understanding, her being a single mother. So this happens. Of course, it happens where the brothers reach out to sisters, but you have to understand, look at the danger. How many women have reached out to us, the guys? Brother, I have a question. Brother, marry me. Brother, I can be your fourth wife. Brother, please, look what you can get. Brother, I'll do this for you. Brother, that. Right? Harassment, it's documented. Now, are we going to go and push it out there? No. However, the exposure culture, the cancel culture, let me expose them. I'm going to expose them. Even if you look at the comments of some of those videos, my God, when she started, the sister, so many other sisters say, yeah, I think I can expose this person. I'm going to expose it. Or you're next, and they tag in people. Right? Maybe they have something. I'm not going to say, no, they're all lying. No, maybe they do. But there's a culture within women that's been embedded in them that they think that it's like their monopoly. The sexual predator thing is something that's done only to them in Dawah. And this concept of term of Dawah bros, it's almost used as astaghfirullah, like, sorry, F-boys, Like these guys are so their desire is so nasty that they cannot control themselves. So now they're preying on these women online, on these single women. But again, the double standard is very clear because we can flip it and there's many women. I would say there's probably more women messaging men online, sheikhs and imams proposing for marriage, for misyar marriages, even other weird stuff than men doing to women. Why? Because men are aware of the cancel culture. They're scared. They're not going to approach someone, even if they do it politely. Hey, I have an opinion. Or could I have your opinion? Hey, I have this query. Could you please give me your, if I would do this, and then boom, taken out of context, and boom, next thing you know, a video online, boom, exposed. His honor is trashed. Guys, they won't really do it. Okay, we won't really do it. I know of some horrendous cases. Wallahi, I'm swearing by Allah, and I'm asking Allah to punish me if I'm saying this is not happening. Where women have proposed to men, where women have been, um, they've been inappropriate with men, and men with women, 100%, 100%. Imams and men have made mistakes and have fallen into traps, and they got caught into this and discussion that are inappropriate, 100%. But it goes on both sides. That's all my point here. It's not, oh, brother, you're attacking the sisters. No, I'm attacking the brothers as well. The brothers are sometimes, dumb, yani, because they cannot control themselves. Sometimes the sisters, they know they can get away with this. They know that guys are gonna be like, here's a screenshot, here's her voice notes, here's her video that she sent me about her, here's her picture, all that. The guys are not really gonna do that because we don't see it necessarily as a predator. And I'm trying to explain to you also in today's broadcast the concept of female and male psychology. Guys might interpret this as something that they're infatuated by. They'll be like, oh, wow, this girl fancies me. Woohoo. Right? While girls are going to be like, ew, that's nasty. Again, it's because we're just so different. Now, I'm not saying that, okay, guys should, accept that. No, no. But the male psychology is very, very different. Don't look down on it. Don't be like, oh my God, you guys are disgusting and this and that. Men, because we don't, our access and our strength in sexuality is not as much as the woman's. So when a man sees women interested in him, he'll be infatuated. He'll be flattered. But if it happens the other way around, the woman is going to be like, oh my God, that is nasty. What the heck is going on? Okay, what is happening? So this first point is to understand this whole comment here about sexual predator, and the brother made it general, but I just want to clarify because it's usually meant for dawa bros, which people make it almost like an equivalent to F bros. Like these dawa bros are so bloodthirsty, they're so woman thirsty that they basically start hunting for women online, vulnerable women, to take advantage of them. Okay? And that is not correct. However, what it is correct that there are such things happening. There are men who are targeting women. And I would say even more in certain societies where they go for single mothers who are on benefits and stuff like that. They propose, they coerce them into this kind of, and so the women are also desperate. You have to understand some of these sisters, reverts, converts, whatever you want to call it, no father, no brothers, widows, you name it. They are vulnerable. And some of these guys will use them and then drop them very fast. They'll divorce them for whatever. Now, I'm not saying, hey, a man could divorce a woman, maybe he doesn't like her. But when the intention, when there's a trend that develops, now we have a problem. Okay? However, when there's a trend of women that they think that they can message men and send their behind to them on pictures, okay, and whatever, and talk dirty to them and propose for marriage and call for Misyar marriage and say this and this and this and this, now that's also a problem, isn't it? That's also a big, big problem. The greater problem is that some men are so dumb and they fall for it. Why are guys, and forgive me here, I'm not trying to insult anyone. Why are we men so dumb sometimes? Okay, I'm going to put myself with them. It's because men are weak for the fitna of women. And women can laugh and judge and say you guys are dirty and this and that. However, this is a reality. You have to understand the psychology of a man and that a woman. A woman has much stronger sexual acumen, much stronger sexual manipulation, much stronger sexual energy. The man has stronger strength, but when it comes to resistance and who dominates the seduction, it is the woman. Okay? Because the way Allah created her. The Prophet ﷺ said that فَاتَّقُوا الدُّنْيَا وَاتَّقُوا النِّسَاء. Fear this dunya and fear women. Let's not forget the hadith of the greatest fitna, most harmful for men, is that of woman. Allah has tested men with women. Women can lie, they can judge men, they can say we've been called dogs, pigs, dirty, nasty, horny, you name it, right? Many things. Even people of respect, they've been called that, including this brother. He's been called so many nasty things. And he is, I'm going to repeat it, he's such a nice guy. Okay, may Allah and He protect him. So we need to understand that this is great, great problem, and that women are also and need to be held accountable, and men are also need to be held accountable, and they make this mistake. But guys, it's in their nature. They would fall prey to this, and that's why there are sisters actually who make fake accounts, and we caught some who target men, imams, to try to expose them. Now you have certain organizations that are sponsored by the kuffar to do this. This was one of the tactics post 9/11 that some of the governments employed in trying to discredit imams. So, for example, child pornography, planting child pornography on imams' computers at that time was a huge thing, actually. And there was a documentary that I saw on this, talking about pornography, talking about their marriage, their marital life, just to discredit them. There was a way to weaken Islam. If the people don't listen to the imams, and the imam is caught in some controversy, which we know that some have been caught in, and they love to put it out there, then obviously you weaken Islam and the followers of Islam. Clear-cut thing. But men are weak when it comes to this 100%. No excuse, but men are weak. So this is a phenomenon. This is not about this case. This is not about, the brother, the sister. May Allah protect. This is not, it's about that this is happening in our communities, especially because of fitna of social media. Because you can just DM someone, you can just message someone, you can just, yeah, he's not going to do this, or, even the brother said, this is amana, please keep it as amana. Did the sister keep it as amana? No. Okay. Sisters might message the brother, please keep it as amana, I love you, I like you. Even the anonymous questions that I sent, how many nasty messages I get. Allahu Akbar. Okay, how many things some of the sisters say, especially when you give them that platform that you don't know their name. Now, some of them, even if you know their name, they'll message you. But bottom line is, it happens on brothers and sisters. It's the fitna of social media. People think that it's okay to do this. And let's get now to the problem. There's a bigger problem as to why this is happening, why this is going on. Why are we in this position where we are desperate to reach out to a woman or to a man? Why are we in this position when there's desperation, sexual desperation even, that leads to deprivation sometimes, that leads to so many problems? All right? So let's look at the issue itself. So first and foremost, my brothers and sisters, is the difficulty of getting married. It's so hard, man. Okay? And the brother was so honest about it. He actually said it. It's so difficult. It's fitna. People start making fun of him. Oh, he cannot control himself. Well, let me teach you a few things about men. Yeah, sometimes they cannot control themselves. They'll be weak. And Assalamu alaikum, sorry, I'm a jahil. In which surah muta mentioned? Surah is not mentioned in any muta. Muta is not mentioned in any surah. It was a pre-Islamic practice that was allowed for some time, like alcohol. It was not banned until the last 6 years of the Prophet's life. So, which means in Mecca, the Sahabas were drinking. In first part of Medina, half of the time in Medina, the Sahabas, some of them were drinking. Only in that later stage, the last 6 years of the Prophet's time, was alcohol banned. Same thing, mutta was allowed for some time because it was a pre-Islamic practice. Then it was by unanimous decision of the scholars, it is not allowed. It is haram. Okay. Now, Jazakallah khair for the super chat. The super chats help us to for the dawah. Plus, I see your questions quicker. Keep it up, my brother. May Allah bless you, Akhi Isa. May Allah bless you. Isa Al-Albani. Big shout out to Isa Al-Albani. May Allah bless you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Okay, any other super chats? We do. No, only two. Barakallahu fikum. And yeah, if you want to, you can help us with the super chat. All right, so bottom line. What's the issue? The issue is that marriage is so difficult. Please deal with me, okay? So guys have high libido, high desire. Women also have that. Now, if the woman is going to come and say to her family, hey, I want to get married, oof, oh, why are you such a bad girl? The mother sometimes, the father, they look down upon their children. Focus on finishing your education. Go to a mixed university. Be in the fitnah. See all these things. See all these women in crazy makeup. It affects the sisters as well. They see all these pretty women always doing themselves. They want to do it as well. By the way, women are a huge fitnah for other women. You have to understand. It's a big fitnah. All right. Now, brothers are sent there. Now, the brothers, of course, brothers, for a woman, her psychology to be attracted to a man, I mean, this man needs to be in the 5%ers, basically. He's got to be extremely good looking for a woman to actually make it, that they'll approach him and they might be inclined towards him. All right. But for a woman to be attracted to a man, it will be more longitudinal. It might take a bit of time. She might look at his character, if he's funny, the way he talks, his demeanor, is he tall? She has a bunch of things, a bunch of paradigms that she's going to put together to actually admit that she's attracted to him. For a guy, I know, again, people are going to say guys are so shallow and this and that, but they're not. It's just the way they've been created. For a guy, honestly, pretty much, he walks into the school cafeteria, he sees the servant girl and she's pretty and he's like, oh my God, I want to marry her. It is what it is. For the woman, she's not going to walk into the school cafeteria and see the servant boy and say, oh my God, I want to marry him. Okay? Maybe in Bollywood movies or something like that. All right? But in general, that's never going to happen. Why? Because they gauge attraction differently. A man, he'll see a woman, if she's pretty, yeah, he's going to be pretty much stimulated. That's just the way it is. All right? So now, men and women are in this environment, and guess what? The parents come in. May Allah bless you. The parents come in and says, you cannot get married. It's a shame to even ask about it, especially when sisters ask about it. Ooh, it's a shame. How dare you? Because women are not supposed to obviously feel desire, right? So, I'm joking, right? So they're really hard. Not just that, they say, you come from this culture, you can only marry from this culture. Okay, طيب, I found someone from the culture. No. To go further than that, it has to be from our city or village. Okay, I found someone from our city, village. No. It has to go even further than that. It needs to be this one, your cousin, or from amongst your cousins or family that we know. So now you've taken, يعني ورحمة الله وسعت كل شيء, this much, it goes to this much. Okay, this much. Now, wait a second, we're human beings. Read through the Quran. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us about halal, haram, this and that, He puts certain precautions in our way to protect us, but then we know what happens when we don't follow that and the sins and all that. But human beings, إِنَّ النَّفْسَ لَأَمَارَةُ بِالسُّوءِ إِلَّا مَا رَحِمَ رَبِّي. Unless Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protects him for a reason that He sees, and the person is going to be put in this ibtila, and his nafs is going to incline them towards looking, maybe trying, maybe this, maybe that. So now the halal has been made into this small. And then the brothers, the sisters are suffering. Of course, they're going to start committing haram. Now, for someone who doesn't want to commit haram, he's going to think about it. Okay, so I don't want to commit zina. And by the way, there's so many cases of zina. I deal with them. Wallahi uqsim billah. And I keep swearing by Allah because I don't want people to be like, I think this guy's making things up. I take about 4 to 5 counseling sessions per day, 7 days a week, from New Zealand all the way to California, both coasts and in between. I've been doing this for almost 20 years. There's so much data, so many cases, there's so many issues of zina, pregnancies in universities. Wallahi, the Muslims, I don't forget about the non-Muslims, the Muslims. As for the ones who say, man, I'm not going to deal with it, I need to hold myself, not to mention pornography, not to mention the homosexuality and lesbianism, because, it's like, well, who's going to question two girls being together, grinding on each other? And who's going to question two brothers being together, they're studying together and grinding on each other? It happens. I'm sorry, Yanni, for being so open. It happens a lot. Okay? So let's say, putting all that aside, the zina, the homosexuality, the pornography, the haram, and they say, bro, I really fear Allah, I can't do this. My family's killing me. They're not allowing me to get married. I have someone. I'm proposing this. I have someone who I can marry. No. Sister, forgive. Sister can even go and say that, hey, I have some brother that I'm interested in marriage. Bro, she's going to be probably like, oh my God, God knows what happened. Right? So, wallahi, people need to feel accountable that we have made the doors of halal, we've locked them by chains sometimes, man, subhanAllah. So parents, first and foremost, I keep addressing parents. I've been traveling the world telling parents there's ways around this. We don't have to be so strict on who they marry. And it's not you as a parent marrying, it's this brother and the sister who are getting married, man. You're not married. Is many parents project their failures or what could have been and never was onto their children? Meaning a father is going to want a woman that is different for his son, that is different than his own wife that he's not happy with. And he's going to make this projection and expectation when he vets her and he restricts his son from marrying her. But maybe that's not the girl that his son wants. He wants someone else. And the same with the girl. The woman might do that. I want you, for her son, to marry a girl that she was never like, or she could have never been like. But you're not the one marrying the woman. It's your son marrying the woman. Or vice versa. Do you understand? But it's making it so difficult that now, let's say, put aside the haram. This brother, this sister, these brothers, these sisters, whoever they are. Again, I'm not targeting someone. I keep repeating because I want to give disclaimers because I've seen the comments and sometimes I get so upset. But alhamdulillah, I've experienced to just be calm, and many people have insulted me and said many things over the 20 years that I've been doing counseling and dawah. I think I've developed a backbone, but I just keep giving disclaimers. Just make sure give people the benefit of the doubt. Okay? In general, there's brothers and sisters who are going to say, I'm not going to do the pornography. I'm not going to do the homosexuality and lesbianism. I'm not going to do the zina. I'm not going to do the massage parlors. I'm not going to do the escorts. I'm not going to do the dildos and the vibrators and all that crap, okay? I'm going to look for halal. So now, you have sisters messaging brothers and say, Assalamu alaikum, I'm a new Muslim. I don't have a wali. I want to get married. My family is a non-Muslim. They don't like, me to get married, blah, 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 or this or that, or whatever. Or my uncles or whatever. I spoke to the imam of the masjid. He's willing to be the wali. Can you marry me? The brother says, I'm sorry, sister, wa alaikum salam, but I'm still in school. I don't really have money. The sister says, I have money. I don't need anything from you. I just want a man. Wallahi, their sister. Wallahi, uqsim billah. How many women are saying, I just need a man? Meaning she needs halal companionship and intimacy, because she herself, she's not an ice cube. Oh, women don't have desire, women don't have orgasms, women don't have this is the stupidity that's been running through men's heads throughout the centuries in many cases. But Islam has clarified that. The Sahabiya came to the Prophet ﷺ talking about this and explained to them about wet dreams, for example, and this and that. And the Prophet ﷺ explained to them, sexuality is not as taboo as people think. Yes, there's adab, but we need to understand, it's not the way these people make it seem like. All right? So yes, the sister will come and say, hey, I want a halal man. And yes, I don't care if you don't have money, and this and that. So in this case, I'm going to here cite the brother Zayd case, he was proposed to. Problem is he went and asked someone else's opinion on this, who was a single mother, to understand that. That was the issue. Anyway, erase that, back to the main issue. The main issue that the sister is going to propose for Misyar. Why? She doesn't want to go into haram. She doesn't want to go into the zina and the homosexuality and all this crap. She wants a halal man. She understands that there's a situation. The guy cannot do it. His parents are squeezing him by the neck. And a man doesn't need permission from his father and mother. Yeah, he should get their blessing. That's the best. I totally advise against hiding it from your parents. But the guy is between a rock and a hard place. And people say, no, you should fast Monday and Thursday. I love when people just throw these things out. They have no clue of the concept of the hadith and the circumstance around it and how and what. But they just fast. Yeah, it's easy for you to say. You're probably married or you're something else, okay? Bottom line is, the guy is suffering that. He's like, oh, it sounds good. Okay, so I don't need to do this. I really don't have money. I cannot afford it right now. I cannot tell my parents. It sounds good. But wait a second. Let me talk to someone to understand. Is this good? Now it's a problem. It can be a problem. Talk to the right person. Bottom line is, brother goes to a sister and says, I want to get married. Sister says, okay. The brother says, look, but I don't have this. I don't have that. Can you accept me? Sister says, yes. They agree. Okay, they get married. Right? These people are taking these avenues, wallahi, out of desperation. Wallahi, out of desperation. A lot of it is, believe it or not, it's women proposing to men. Why? Well, because Misyar has been popularized actually in the Khalij due to the circumstances that we're just discussing. Tribal affiliations, tribal restrictions, family restrictions, women moving into the workforce and having this independence, delaying their marriage, and now finding that they don't have value. I'm going to talk about the value of single mothers and all that, and virgins and all that in a bit. But now they're like, wait a second, I am in this position that my family's, how many cases there have been with virgin women being 40 in Khalij countries. 40, and she's still a virgin. She's dying, man. She's like, man, I don't know what to do. Not to mention, you think women are going to just hold themselves? They masturbate, they watch stuff, they use toys. This is clear. There's studies, there's clear evidence on this. People be like, oh, bro, this is disgusting. You need to be aware of the damages of limiting the halal and stopping marriages. Parents need to be aware. Imams need to be aware. Why? Because there has to be accountability. We dais, we need to take, I'm responsible. I should make more videos to encourage parents to make it easy for their children. Imams should give khutbahs as solutions on the minbar. When was last time you heard in your community your imam speaking about, hey parents, okay? Hey parents, ya awliya al-umur, make it easy for your children to get married. Stop putting pressure on them. Help them as opposed to being against them. Stop using culture. Stop using the religious card against them that, Birrul Walidain and this and that, and hurting them. When was the last time? When was the last time that a lecture has been really, viral about this as a solution? Because people, when they're pressured, if the parents keep hearing this khutbah every so many Fridays in different masajid, lectures, it becomes viral, it's trendy. People are going to be like, man, maybe this is an idea. Maybe we need to fix our thinking. We need to fix our mind in the way we're looking at this. But this is the main problem. We are destroying the halal and opening up doors for haram. And for those who do not go for the haram, they'll take the halal that can be complicated, such as misyar marriages. As many of the ulama have said, okay, that it is really not the best situation, but it is halal. They cannot make haram halal. Why? Because it fulfills the conditions. There's an agreement. What's the main evidence for that? It is the marriage of the Prophet to Sauda radiallahu anha. I'm not going to get into it because I think people are going to be shaken. But the Prophet was a man. Like a man, he had desires. Sauda was older. Okay, you want to talk about value and stuff like that? I'm not against it. But he's the best of men. But he's still a man. I am a man like you. Stop judging and shaming men because of how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created them, as long as they don't do haram. And same thing with women. People, when a woman has desires, oh my God, she cannot have desires. She is an ice cube. No, let alone she's an iceberg. Parents, oh my God, you must be a bad girl because you want to get married. This is wrong. Like, it's messed up that we're shaming people for having desires when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that people have desires, shahawat. Allah talks about in the Quran, in the Sunnah, about shahawat. There's fiqh about it. There's all things. But the differences between, some of these community members and the Prophet ﷺ, the Prophet ﷺ gave the halal was open with so many options. And marriage was not restricted. It was not such a huge taboo as it is today. Sadly, which is weird because we're in such a so-called sexually liberated society, yet we're so close-minded and narrow-minded that it's against Islam really what we're doing and how we're pushing people in a corner against haram. All right? So this kind of behavior now becomes, well, wait a second, I can at least take this makruh, this disliked opinion, okay, because it's halal, as opposed to me committing zina, man. Like I'm dying here, both men and women. Okay, so of course the burden of provision, time, and all that, it's on the men. So the woman will have to give it up if she agrees, and most of them agree, because why? They're desperate. Why? Because there's even, how many good men, strong men are there that women can marry? How many imams and community members facilitate this? How many parents, how many fathers take seriously the concept of being a wali? How many? How many mothers help their sons with all their networking that they have? Mashallah, it travels faster, by the way, than Twitter. Some of the aunties, the way they talk about community and this and that. How many they use this network for and helping their sons to get married? Some do, alhamdulillah. I've seen some. Barakallahu fikum. But man, how many don't do it? It is upon all of us, starting with myself, to take accountability for what's happening with the ummah. Men are not able to fulfill their sexual strength because they're shamed if they have desire and they want, for example, polygyny, or they want more than one wife. Of course, they are shamed. And I was looking at an article in the Gulf News. It's a very good article, actually, that I believe it's extremely important. I will probably look at it and share it with you. But basically, Gulf News, Misyar, secret. I had it, but I lost it because of my phone. Like why men do misyar, for example. Okay, so if you look at it here, this is the Gulf News. Okay, so it says Saudi study shows that men, and I'm sorry for some of the side things I cannot cover right now, resort to misyar marriage to avoid hurting the feelings of the first wife. Okay, so hurting the feeling. So misyar marriage is illegal across Arab countries, and it's a contract under which the husband and the wife give up several rights. Okay, but bottom line is, this is reported by Abu Dhabi, by the Gulf News, that the men, they do it a lot of times because they don't want to upset not only their family, but their first wife, for example. And because they are in that situation, they basically, they do it. It's not because they want to lie or cheat. Yeah, if men want to commit zina, you just spend a little bit of money. It's not that difficult, okay? It's because a lot of them, they don't want to hurt their families. They don't want to hurt their father, their mother, who are restricting them. They don't want to hurt their first wife, who are not going to be so happy when maybe he wants to take another wife. Why does he want to take another wife? It's his business, not your business. It's halal. Okay? It's halal, just like misyar is halal. But again, the issue is that there's a need for us to address these things with solutions. There's a need for us to return to halal. The more we restrict, even the men are different than women. Their sexual power is different. Their libido is different. Okay, men need variety. I talked about polygyny many times. Men will take polygyny in the haram. Well, he's married to one wife. Yeah, but he's watching porn. But he's going to parlors, massage parlors. How many? It is crazy. Okay, it is insane. But it happens. So that's, people say, no, I just want one wife. Yeah, but why are you looking for variety on your calculator, on your computer? Because it is built in your fitrah to want variety. And the Prophet ﷺ opened that door clearly from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. but the society has restricted it. People can talk about it's not the time, they cannot be fair. All these arguments are just restrictions. Okay, and in restricting this, it causes men to be weak, causes men to do many weird things, which will affect women. There's cause and effect in everything that we do. People want to criticize. The truth is the truth. I'm not talking about something that's haram. I'm talking about something that's halal, but people try to interpret whether it is applicable now or not. This is where the argument of the modernists is. Oh, they cannot do it because it's not just. Because Allah says, يعني وَإِلَّمْ تَعْدِلُوا, or if you cannot be just, one. But then they do not complete the ayah that Allah gave options to men if they cannot be just. Okay, supposedly. And then justice, by the way, it's also defined only by the Prophet ﷺ. The Prophet ﷺ was the most just. But when Sauda heard that he was going to divorce her, she said, I don't want my rights. Please accept me as your wife. I'll give my night. I give the sexual intimacy to Aisha radiallahu anha. Just keep me. She gave up her right. People say, well, but this is not right, it's not good. Yeah, he's a man. He accepted it. We can go into that in depth, but this is the evidence that the ulama will use for a woman giving up her rights, and misyar, an agreement, and so on, as long as it is halal. Discouraged, okay, many of the ulama, we discussed about that, but I just want you to understand the issue at hand of why this is happening. All right, let's look at more of the super chats, and jazakallah khair for the super chats. If you want me to see your question a bit faster, please put up your super chat. It helps the dawah. Jazakallah khair. For Giuseppe Di Fraia, what is the best solution for single mothers from an Islamic perspective? I ask this query because women with children are unfortunately a burden on society. How do we address the issue of single mothers in Islam? See, this is the problem because we don't live in an Islamic society. There's no concept of khilafah. There's no concept of Baytul Mal. There's no concept of mas'uliyah and responsibility. The woman, when she's divorced and she's single, first question I would say, single mother, where's her father? Islamic, she should go back to her father. Where's her brother? Where's her uncle? Where are these men? Where are they? Where are they? This is the first question we have to understand. Because, I don't know, society looks at a single mother. If she's been divorced, even her own father, he won't take her back in her house. But Islamically, he has to. He's back into when the marriage contract is broken through divorce, the responsibility goes back to the father. The father's not there, it goes back to the uncle. It goes back to the brother. It goes back to the man of her family. Where are these men? Where are these alpha men? Nowhere. Okay, let's say she has no one. It goes back to the Amir of the community. Oh, we don't have an Amir. Yeah, we do. The Imam of the Masjid. What is the Imam of the Masjid good for? Only to lead prayer and to clean the carpet? He's the Amir of the community, man. 100%. Okay, if there's no Amir, the Khalifa. We don't have Khalifa. Right? But this Islam is a system for that. Where is the system? Why do we not take responsibility? Again, I don't want to attack the Imams of the Masjid or the Dais. I take responsibility myself. But we need to revive this thing. The Imam of the community needs to take responsibility. The masjid needs to stop changing the carpet and the chandelier and repainting the masjid and using this money to help single mothers, to help them get married, to protect them, and so on, from predators, from whoever they are, from people coming around and snooping around and just be like, come on, let me take you. It happens. This is the solution. All right? Very important. Very, very, very important. Women with single mothers, they're not a burden society. They've never been a burden society. The Prophet didn't call them a burden society. It can be a problem if these single mothers are so traumatized and so spiteful and so hateful that they will now take something that is innocent, maybe wrongly done, and take it into this exposure and this big thing, and all the dawah bros are just perverts and this and that. That becomes a problem. Why? Well, because, and this is a problem with divorcees or divorced women in general, not men as well, but not, again, they're very different, honestly. Wallahi, people say it's such a double standard. I told you about the double standard clearly of nature. It is because men and women are different. So men take out trauma and scars as lessons in general. In general, there's going to be exceptions. Women, they take them on themselves. They internalize them because women have empathy. They've been created emotionally. They're more loving. They're more kind. They're more soft. They're more in that sense. So it affects them more. But these scars will have consequences. And let's say a woman has split away from her husband, divorced, and the guy messed her up. Now the problem is that she might have not been able to do anything about that situation. But now the first man, second man, maybe third man, they might make a mistake with her. And maybe in addressing her, she's going to have all that resentment, all that spitefulness, and she's going to take it on him. She's going to take him to the laundromat. Okay? Figuratively speaking, and probably wash him out. You know what I mean? So this is the danger of why it's not good for a woman to be just divorced just like that, or for her to divorce or to ask khula, which is another major issue that I want to address. That in our societies, we're having this horrible problem of now the issue of khula, the issue of just like that, just divorcing for no reason, just problems, just women asking for divorce, men divorcing. We have problems, especially khula, imams just writing out fasq, just dissolving the marriages. 500 pounds. You can line yourself up in many of the massages in the UK, for example, and this needs to be taken into consideration. These people need to fear Allah, that they're giving yani fasq. Fasq is like dissolving the marriage from an imam. It's not talaq, it's not khula. Talaq is when a man says, I divorce you. Khula is when a man agrees to a woman asking for divorce and he gets back the mahr. And fasq is literally when things don't work in between them and the imam says, I dissolve the marriage. Some of these imams do it through emails. Some of these imams are not even qualified. The women pay 500 to 600 pounds. Basically, that's the fee. I know because we looked into it. And there's actually some brothers who are investigating this. And it's inshallah going to be hopefully solved. The imams are just giving out the fasq, just dissolving the marriages just like that. Now these women, some of them hurt, some of them spiteful, some of them brothers will try to marry them again, and they're gonna feel the wrath of what the previous man did to them. Yeah, men and women here are at fault, 100%. So this is the danger of then the problem with society and single mothers who have been hurt and traumatized and who might take revenge on the next brother, nice brother, who might just have a question to ask. Maybe they should have not, but he might have a question. He might want to understand. He might say, please, it's amana. He might want to be like, please, I just want to get it. He's also desperate, suffering. He's a good brother, good brothers, good sisters, inshallah. But mistake will be done, and boom, a person will take you and slaughter you, really slaughter your honor for everyone to see on social media. And that is just not good at all. Okay, but it's a big problem. It's a big problem. So the imams who are given fasq, dissolving the marriages for 600 pounds a pop, just like that, there's a waiting period. I know a lot of my clients who are waiting in a list. Okay, and sometimes, of course, what can I do? I cannot. I discourage them. We analyze. They already come to me and they're already in the waiting list. They've already paid their money. This is a problem, man. This is a problem, a huge problem that we need to address. Rather, these imams should focus their efforts on keeping the families together, on making sulh. And yes, if there's a need for divorce, okay, they can do it, 100%. No one needs to stay with someone just forced to be, no. But I'm sorry, to just do it like that through email, not listening to the second party, just woman contacting and that's how you just give it because she writes her reason. I've been abused. Yeah, but did you talk to the men? Did you actually talk to the family? Did you talk to other people? No. But of course we believe a woman because that's just the way it is. Society has always been conditioned to just typically believe what a woman says. If a woman goes to a police officer on the streets of London and he said, officer, someone groped me, someone grabbed me from behind, the guy is going to be like, where, who, what happened, this and that. If a brother, one of the brothers goes to a police officer in the streets of London and says, oh, police officer, a woman grabbed me from behind, the guy will be like, what's wrong with you, bro? Come on, take a hike. Stop wasting my time. Do you see the difference? Why? Because in general, when a woman complains about something, she screams, wolf, 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 everyone believes her. In general, when a man, especially when it's linked to these kind of situations, they're not, they'll tell men up, man, what's wrong with you? You should be happy that some woman grabbed you, it means she likes you. Stop being a simp. Right? So we need to understand this. So imams, please work towards sulh, work towards giving khutbahs, work towards making peace, work towards listening to both sides. Okay, don't need to make the marriages work. You cannot. Only Allah can make it. But listen to both sides before you give a divorce. Divorce has place, no doubt. No doubt. It is halal. No problem. If you need to, you need to. If there's a reason, there's a reason. But not just like that. And hear both sides. Hear both sides. It's a big problem. Now, Jazakallah for the super chat. Let's go back to some questions. May I know if it's okay for a sister to live alone away from her family because of stress? I don't think so. I do not. And again, I need to know more. Why? What's the stress? What's the problem? Are they abusing you? Is there physical problems, damage? In certain cases, yes. Okay, the answer is not so straightforward. In certain cases, yes, it has to. But in general, because I just feel stressed, I'm just gonna leave. It is very, very dangerous. Do not do it. Okay, do not do it. Now, all right. Jazakallah khair. Why does please read pill say women after 30 are useless? And that's, the red pill. Okay, cool. I'll explain it. So, the way a man looks at a woman's value is different than the way a woman looks at a man's value. This is one of the main reasons. Now, red pill is not good. Okay, please. I usually advise people. Okay, you can understand certain things because it's from sociology, but in general, I don't agree with red pill. I think it can deceive young men into taking a very dangerous path that is un-Islamic. It might have certain elements that fights feminism and what feminism has been done, and that's why they get attracted to it. But in general, their solutions are horrible. So the way a man looks at a female's value is in her beauty, in her age, in her fertility. This is always. And that is why the Prophet ﷺ said, if you marry a virgin woman, spend with her 7 days, 7 nights to get to be with her, to get used to her. If it's a previously made woman, a tayyiba, once who's been married before, only 3 days. Why 7? Why 3? The Prophet said, oh my God, did he make a distinction between virgins? And there's this debate right now that no, it doesn't matter if you're a virgin and all that. I will address that issue, inshallah, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, because it's caused so many women who are on the fence about losing their virginity to think, well, if the Shaykh says that Allah forgives and hides the sins, and He should hide the sins, then who's my husband too? Okay, this guy really likes me, wants to do it with me. I think I'm so inclined because now I have no more shame because I'm not feeling that guilt and the shame that I'm going to be exposed on the night of the marriage. And people are misusing actually certain evidence and just the concept of hiding your sins, and they're misunderstanding the whole point of shame and virginity and the importance of it. 100%, the Prophet made clear distinction. Allah makes distinction between a virgin woman and a non-virgin. I'm not talking about married or unmarried. No, no, no. I'm talking about a virgin, a woman who is virgin. As the Prophet said, that you play with her and she plays with you. They're better because they are easier to please and they basically mold. Yani the hadith of Ja'far ibn Abdullah and many other hadith. Okay? It's not about married or unmarried. The technicalities have been defined by some of the ulama to explain certain things. These have been taken out and generalized to a very problematic problems where sisters are not valuing their virginity anymore. They're tempted to commit zina with some men on campus in the university or high schools. And the only thing that's stopping them from doing that is the shame and the fear of being exposed on their marriage night and being exposed. And now you have this Sundus woman and other using different videos from some of the sheikhs, sadly, who might miss the main point. May Allah bless them. I'm not trying to criticize. I love some of them, mashallah, may Allah bless them. But they're using this, say, oh, it's my body, my choice. It's no one's business what I did. And all. Okay, then why is Allah exposing you on the marriage night? Why did the man is traumatized because he finds that easily that you're not a virgin? Okay, so where's but now you can show the video of the sheikh and shame the brother because he's a bad person because you deceived him. You told him. No one asked you to give details of your sins. The brother just wanted to know or said, hey, if you're not a virgin, please let's pull back. And you lied to him and you try to put, chicken liver, blood and all that some of the women do. And the brother's not stupid. We have so many cases. Okay, if Allah covers, Allah conceals, why expose them? Why are men finding lists of brothers that you slept with on, I have clients who found lists on their phones of their wives of what they've done with previous men. Because they forgot their phone. And if Allah covered you, if you made the sincere tawbah, why did you? It's not so simple. It's not so simple. So there's this distinction that does not mean now that unvirgin women who have been married before, who are widows, single women, all these things, that now they're like horrible and this. No, but there's a distinction. There's a difference. That's it. Simple. Men, you have to understand, some men have no problem. Some men have no problem with virginity, this and this and this. Some men, I know some men, myself, I don't care, man. It's not a big deal for me. But in general, for men, by their fitrah, it is an issue. Look at the Prophet ﷺ. Why would he say that hadith to Jabir ibn Abdullah? Why would he say this difference between 3 days and 7 days? Well, he himself only married one virgin. And when Aisha radiallahu anha asked him about if you were to find a plantation where nothing's been planted before, and one there's something's been planted, where would you do it? He said, in the one that's not been planted. And she radiallahu anha said, because he married me as a virgin and no virgin after me. So she was bragging herself for being a virgin. But the Prophet ﷺ married non-virgins. Okay, I'm not saying that, but do you understand? But he knows how men are. Men value this innocence of women, virginity, exclusivity to them only, and age. And women are compromising that for the sake of committing zina. I'm sorry, I have to say it. Some of them delaying for marriage, destroying their private parts through masturbation and dildos and vibrators and all that kind of stuff. And many other vices, okay? Because, I just need to I need to finish my this first, I need to finish my that first, my dad puts, and the parents put pressure as we just spoke about it. And yeah, men are gonna be very apprehensive. But you see, it's not the same thing with women. You can say women are better. Okay, I agree with you. Women are more empathetic. A lot of women, they judge it from their perspective. For them, they're like, well, I don't really care how old the brother is. Yeah, because men are not the same like women. A lot of women will look at a man who's a bit older as experienced and being able. Oh, maybe he's even had a past. To be honest, this is a positive for women because they're more forgiving than men. I've tested this. There's studies on this. Women, yeah, they'll be like, I don't like it or this and that, but they'll forgive. They are more forgiving. Men are stricter on this. They will not. So don't judge the way you judge and you see us. Don't try to reverse it and see how we judge you. It's just the way it is. The fitrah of man is different. Women, why are women able to accept polygyny? Now, some of them don't want to. Men will never do it. He's a cuck. He's a simp if he ever accepts for his wife to be touched by another man. But in general, women, even if they have jealousy, they will accept it. They can accept it because that's how they've been created. We're very, very, very different. So don't look at it from that perspective. Yes, men care about age, care about virginity, care about things. Not all of them make such a big deal. Some men are just different. Okay, and but in general they do, and I would say women should care as well. Not because of maybe some things happened in the past, a mistake, this, that, sins, Allah forgives, and all that. I agree. It's the attitude of a lot of the women. Pay attention. I'm going to repeat again. It's the attitude of a lot of these liberal, evil women who believe that, well, there's this guy who really likes me. I'm going to commit zina because I can use the sheikh's videos to throw it in my future husband's face, who takes me after I've been deflowered by 10, 15 guys. Now he cannot do anything because the sheikh said, you're a bad person, you're a psychopath, you're crazy if something's wrong with you, if you're going to hold your wife accountable as to why she lied to you that she's not a virgin. So these girls are on the fence. They're still virgins. Protect it. Don't listen to these videos. Don't listen to Sundus and all these, would say my body, my choice, between me and Allah. What do you think this is, man? What is this? Because shame and value is in you. You decide. Okay? Don't think about, yeah, I can use the video and later on I'll repent. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's like the brothers of Yusuf alayhi salam, and how they say, yeah, after that, after we kill him, we'll repent later on. No. Right now, the one thing that's stopping you, a woman, from committing zina or doing haram is the fact that you feel ashamed, and you feel that your husband's going to judge you, and you feel that it's going to destroy your marriage. You know that right now. That the outcome of, even if Allah forgives your sin, and tawbah depends on your sincerity, and that's something that's up to you. I'm not going to get into that. But hold on to it now. Don't let these videos influence you. This are the women that were fine, not me, a new Muslim who has made tawbah and has repented and come to Islam. Yeah, there can still be some consequences. But a man who marries a new Muslim, he should be smart. You're not marrying a girl from the village, bro. You're marrying a new Muslim. Understand what you mean? Don't try to change her and make her Pakistani or something, or Arab. You need to know who you're dealing with. And if you're gonna marry her, then don't get into the details, bro, because she's already a new Muslim. She's in 25. Most girls from non-Muslim backgrounds probably have lost their virginity way, way back in their 12, 13, 14, back then. So again, it's not so straightforward, black and white, as some people try to make it, okay? But it is important. It is extremely important. Please understand that. Okay, pure character with lovely, lovely eyes, blowing red hearts in the air. I don't know what that means, but may Allah make it easy. All right. طيب. So, again, this is the issues that we need to understand, my brothers and sisters. I'm not targeting, again, the brother, the sister. This is a common issue, by the way. And what we try to express in this broadcast is what led to this. What's happened in our society, in our community, that pushes people to the point of considering, if not the haram, then these makruh or disliked or discouraged approaches towards marriage. All right. However, I'm going to say it again, as the ulama said, it is better than doing haram. It is, yeah, it can have consequence, 100%. That's why there's an agreement. But there are places for these agreements. Actually, throughout, why the councils of fatawas and the ulama had to give these fatawas and come up with these things in Egypt, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, and many other places in the Khalij and so on. Why did they have to come up with these things? Because people were doing it. There was matchmaking take place where people just totally agreed and knew that this is what we're gonna do. I need to get married. I'm a woman. I don't care. I'm going to get married. I'm going to forfeit my rights. Maybe it's not the best choice, but they want halal because they're desperate. Oh my God, brother and sister, you're desperate. Let's shame them. Let's shame them because they have desires. Let's shame them that they have libido and they want to have sex and intimacy in halal. This is the stupidity that is plaguing us, and it's a cancer that is in our society, that we do not understand the fitrah, the female and male psychology. I'm telling you how brothers are. Maybe some people are gonna like, no, we're not like that. I always say, I've done the female psychology course, I've done the male psychology masterclass. I've explained to women how men are. You're not gonna get too many men to be as raw and as direct to tell you that this is how men are. Okay, men are highly sexual, a lot of desire, hard to control themselves. Allah has given them a few options. If we don't keep these options, then we're sad, bro. We're worthy of being losers, because Allah has given us options of halal. And if people go to haram, and we're really losers, khasirin. Women have lesser options. It's harder for them. Now, did they have desires? Yes, but it's different. Now imagine you restrict the woman and choke her. So she cannot marry more than one husband. Obviously, astaghfirullah, and it's not permissible, and it's not in her fitrah and all that. So she gets one shot, gets divorced. Then the society, well, she's divorced now. Of course, polygyny, Misyar, all these things have a wisdom behind it. There's a wisdom why the Prophet ﷺ accepted Sauda's deal and didn't divorce her. There's a wisdom behind it, to keep her as a wife. It is better for her to be his wife. She saw it that way. He saw it that way, than to be not his wife. Okay? It is better for a sister and a brother to marry through Misyar than to be in haram and zina and homosexuality and pornography and sexual toys that some of the sisters are advertising online, A'udhu Billah, on Instagram, with hijab on, with their husbands next to him, teaching them how to wash them, and their doctor so-and-so. A'udhu billah, the shame, no shame. Yes, yes, shame has a big place in our ummah and in our sharia, 100%, because it keeps you in check. May Allah forgive all of us, but we sometimes have to, and it takes some steps to stop certain things. So, yeah, bottom line is, this is a, okay, Shiba dog bound respectfully. I don't know what these are. Anyway, they're super chats, may Allah bless. I think it shows what the emoji that they're sending. Type. So please understand, you see, I made the whole thing. Barakallah fiqh, we have, mashallah, 153 people. I made the whole thing about the reason why this problem happened. Not about shaming her, shaming him, shaming this. Maybe I made a few comments here and there, but bottom line is, I thought about it. I could have, if I was, and I don't want to, because I'm not in this place. But if I would have been in this place, I would have been a lot stricter on how I make my response. Why? Not because of her, it's because there's this phenomenon. There is this trend of people exposing. And also, I was sad by some of the people that reacted so quickly without waiting and just jumped the gun, just right away, tuck, 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 attacked the brother, hurt the brother, insulted the brother. All right? Sadly, just take your time, wait, understand, evaluate, then take a decision. Okay? And if you want to say something. Now, so I made this whole broadcast to explain, number one, okay, the underlying issue is that the ummah is not offering solutions for brothers and sisters to get married. They're closing the doors. Number two, the parents are closing doors. Not all. May Allah bless them and guide them, but a lot of them are using the religious card that I'm your parent, I'm always right. And they're pushing their children and restricting them to marrying only this pool of marriage, this many few people. Okay? A lot of it is dealing to racism, nationality, ethnicity, and so on. All right? Not to mention that imams and da'is and speakers are not talking enough about it and giving solutions. I believe solutions are giving khutbahs, lessons, continuously conditioning the ummah and the society to keep hearing, help your children get married. This is how you do it. Open up an apartment for them, open up a room in your house, help them, buy them this, till they get on their feet, help them to stay away from the haram. Imams, respected scholars, they keep talking about this as opposed to all kinds of other things. Slowly, parents will feel like, man, there's a lot of pressure on us. We need to help our children, right? This is very important. Videos, posts, things have to be viral. They have to be trendy. Marry early. Hashtag get married early. Hashtag whatever hashtags, all people come up with, right? This is what we need to jump on and understand why Misyar is happening, and understand why people are doing polygyny, understand how. Let's offer services for marriage. Let's offer, we have, Nikagram, for example. Let's offer counseling to speak. If men need to understand a woman's perspective, there's way, with respect, with ulama, with people involved. Let's understand female male psychology. This is one of the main reasons why we don't get some of these problems, because people do not understand the fitrah, how Allah created us. I made the male psychology 101 class for women only. It is a man who's worked with men his whole life, teaching women how men think. Very honestly, telling you about their desires, telling you about their weaknesses, telling about their strengths, all that. Not like, oh yeah, guys are perfect. No, no, no. And talking also to men about the female psychology and what the Prophet said, with evidence from the Quran, Sunnah, and all that. Okay, these are important for us to create these programs and this education so we can avoid. And last but not least, on this matter, just jumping the gun, man, jumping the horse. Even just when I started this, people just right away, they didn't hear me saying anything, and they start saying, brother, fear Allah, you're going to say this, you're going to say that. It's being cleared out already. Why do you think I waited? Why do you think I didn't jump on it the first time? Because I waited to speak to the brother. I waited to listen to the videos, to the evidence, and then I came to comment. And how much did I use his name or her name? Very little. Because it's not about that. It is an ongoing problem. This so-called dawa predators, it's not restricted to men only. How many women are preying on men? Specifically, And because men and women are different. Men might try to prey on weak women, single mothers, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Women are preying on famous men. They're trying to seduce them, send pictures, inappropriate behavior, requests for marriage. For Misyar, a lot of the women want it. Why? Because they don't want their families to find out. They themselves are stuck, and I feel bad for them, to be honest, man, because they're probably, if you look deep into their issue, I'm not trying to judge them here, but they're trying to get married and their families are destroying them. But what I'm judging is that there are so many of them, but they only focus on the men. Oh, it's only men. Dawa bros, this term that they come up with. What are you talking about? Dawa bros, right? There's no such thing. Yes, there are some men who have misbehaved. There are some men who have used maybe their authority. There are. We know. We have ayat cases. Okay, there are that. But it's not the way people make it sound, that somehow now all these dyes are just like some dirty things. But then I explained to men are very hypersexual, overly sexual. Men will have high libido. Men have hard time controlling themselves around women. And women, when they start decorating themselves as a Christmas tree, is even harder for a lot of men. Maybe some men who have a bit more wisdom are going to watch and look behind the mascara and the fake eyelashes and a lot of the things that some of the sisters put, okay, and all of the fake stuff. Maybe some men will see that it's not, it's, good from far, but far from good. And no insult on anyone. This is reality, man. As a guy, what you see is what you get. It's simple. We don't deceive our look with anything. The way, oh brother, you look tired. That's because I am tired. I didn't put no mascara on today. Okay? All right. With all due respect, what you see is what you get. You will see if I'm tired. You will see if I'm ugly. You will see if I'm handsome. You will see how I look. That's just the way men are. What you see is what you get. Our shaitan twisted the minds of women through the social media and all these trends to destroy them and to be deceitful in the way they look and the way they act sometimes. I mean, people can get upset, but how many brothers who are straight wear makeup? Oh, but the kohol is a sun. Yeah, come on, man. Kohol is something totally different. I'm talking about the whole shebang. All right? This is it. So who from the two genders inclines towards this, let's say, more? It's women. But there's a reason again. Let's look at the underlying reason. Is the deception and the manipulation that women have to face. And I feel bad for them, wallahi. And we need to advise them. And we need to, again, take accountability for our part of things. But yeah, people jump the gun, okay? And yes, this whole thing of imams and predators and all that. This is bigger than what you think of just accusing men. And yes, I believe, and again, I'm going to say it, that I believe that women propose mostly for misyar. The men don't have the guts to go to a woman and be like, hey, by the way, I'm not going to give you this. Can you marry me? Because she's going to be wiping the internet with him, as you can see. But it's mostly women. In this case, it was something different. She didn't propose to him. I'm not saying that. No. The sisters, inshallah, it's all good, whatever. But some other sister proposed to him. And many times there will be the women who come and propose to these famous guys, dais, handsome guys who speak properly, articulated. You have to understand there is fetishism involved here. Some women will fetishize dais and imams. Why? Because this is the female psychology and sexuality. They fetishize people in power. Women look at actors, singers, all kinds of people because they find that these are characteristics that they resonate to. So of course, when a da'i or leader or something like that is a bit good-looking, handsome, he speaks confidently and so on, you'll get a lot of proposals. Women are not going to hold back. But if it's just an average schmo, Joe, she's not going to do that. She will look at like, ew, that's disgusting. But if he's good-looking, she will actually go past that limit and she will propose to him. So let's look at the image, well-rounded, everywhere, to understand what we are dealing with. Bottom line is, imams, please speak about this, about the dangers of delaying marriage, of parents hurting their children, using this against them, limiting them to marry only their cousins or their tribe or their village or anything like that. Help children, help young men and women get married, not putting them in fitnah. Help them. Doesn't matter if they agree and they vet each other. and they're good people with good iman, as the Prophet ﷺ said, and good khuluq, let them get married. Help them. Give khutbahs about this, ya imams. Give lectures about this, ya da'is. Give, make it viral, these videos that people talk about the importance of marriage, the advice of the Prophet ﷺ. Talk about men and women, their nature. Don't shame them because they have some desire. Don't shame men because they want variety and they want polygyny. Don't shame women because they have sexual desire. Of course they do. What do you think? Okay, help them. Men, fathers, do your work as fathers to be walis for your daughters because it's harder for them. The guy can just go. The man can just go and get married the way he wants to. But women need your help. Women cannot get married without your help. Okay? Don't shame them because she's 25 and she has desires, man. She wants to get married. Oh, what are you doing? What have you been doing? You want to get married now? Yeah, she's 25, dude. She's hit the puberty at 12 or 11, and that means her hormones have been kicking her in the head at least 2-3 days a month. Not to mention other libido issues, but specifically during ovulation. I'm sure women know what I'm talking about. But a lot of these guys are just ignorant. There's all culture over deen, all culture and expectations and image over deen. And we are hurting ourselves. And as Brother Hussein always laughs at me when I say, but the brothers are suffering, man. Okay, and some of the sisters are suffering. Now, why does the Western world hate women so much? I think it's a reaction to feminism. It's a reaction that women have destroyed themselves. That women have created another image of women, another brand of women that are sadly easy to hate on because they're so wrong and so corrupt. I think this is why. طيب, inshallah. In the next few minutes, I'll take some more chats. Again, Jazakallah khair for all the super chat. We got one from Isa Albani. Barakallah fiqh. We got one from Yasmin. Barakallah fiqh. We got one from, I'm not sure who this is. Barakallah fiqhum. Giuseppe, very good always, mashallah, supporting the Dawah. Another one from this person, may Allah bless them. Again, Giuseppe, barakallah fikum. Alex Lee, may Allah bless. Brother Pervez, may Allah bless. And again, Giuseppe, may Allah bless. Again, these super chats help me see the question quicker, and they also support the work and Dawah. Alhamdulillah, is about a lot of comments. I'm gonna go to the anonymous questions a bit. A lot of comments, 426 comments, subhanAllah. And yeah, the fitnah social media, wallahi, is huge, it's huge. Now, all right, so let's look at the anonymous. Quite a lot of things have come together. Okay. How do I tell my husband in a strategic way to do something with his appearance without hurting his ego? Wow, it's a big one. And this is where I talk about it in the male psychology class. Guys have ego the same way women are emotional. Men have a problem with their ego. We don't like to be told what to do. We don't like to be, we get hurt when a woman tells you this. So the way I told sisters, for example, like I did the Muslim Alpha course, right? Don't just gift it to them, because in it we talk about, for example, like how to dress properly, clean clothes, how to look good, how to take care of yourself. This is something that we do. Sometimes maybe another guy, like let's say you have a brother as a sister, and he tells him, or let's say you have a friend who's a girl and her husband is friends with your husband. He can, he can get in there and say, bottom line is, guys need to take care of themselves. At least be clean, man. Some guys don't change their shirts for days. They smell. They don't use deodorant. They don't, groom themselves. They don't take care of themselves. I would be like, I've seen, like, especially, God, underarms. Like guys, this is sunnah, is to pluck or remove or shave. It's easy to shave. Shave your underarms, man. Shave your pubic hair. Clean yourself. It smells because bacteria grows there. I've seen, like, sometimes brothers with underarms, like the bush there, a'udhu billah, may Allah forgive me. I'm not exposing anyone, right? I'm just saying what I've seen. Okay, what I've seen when we work out, what I've seen when we swim, what I've seen when we do activities. Okay, it's just, brothers, please, man. Women are very sensitive to hygiene. Okay, they get turned off by a man who is not clean. So be careful. What's the easiest side hustle I can start earn with college work, homework, if don't have so much time? Start a business. You could probably tutor. You can probably tutor, get a few students, especially if you're doing hifd and all that. Uh, you can probably tutor, teach people, and you can earn a very good living, inshallah. Divorce for not having curves. Yeah, sad. I made a video about that. Divorce for not having curves. And this is a problem. It's a huge problem. Yeah, men have different desires. And of course, you can see also the conditioning of social media, right? That men are so obsessed with curves. Now, naturally, a man is going to react to a woman with curves because it's just something that is attractive in general to him. But not all men necessarily want these like voluptuous women. And for divorcing a woman, just you should be a bit more careful when you vet. Like marry a woman that you are attracted to. Don't marry a woman. I keep telling people this whole about religion versus looks. The Mashaikh explained this hadith that there's put religion first, but doesn't mean you ignore looks. I feel sorry for your sister you were divorced. May Allah help you. Generally asking, do men like receiving flowers? Not as frequently as women, but on occasions. I don't think so. I don't. Most of the men that I worked with over 20 years, they never said they like receiving flowers. But men like receiving like a gift, a book, a watch, a perfume. Men like that stuff. Flowers, I think it is a bit weird for men to receive flowers. It's never been in that, that men would give women flowers in certain cultures. But I think because men have become so feminine today and women more masculine, take more dominant roles, you find now that women are doing that towards men and many other weird things. Some of the longer questions, I apologize, is just when will the help of Allah arrive? Ala inna nasrullahi qareeb. It is close. Alhamdulillah. Is it accepted in Islam for Muslims to provide foster care for children? For instance, take their children and provide for them until they are adopted. Okay, so what's not allowed in Islam is to hide their name, the name of their family, to make them believe that they are your children. This is the haram part of adoption. In taking care of children, fostering, this is a very good deed. It's a huge deed, and Allah will reward you. But do not hide their identity or their lineage, their names, and make them think that they are someone else's child. This is haram. It's a big sin. I'm a sister in my early 20s. Again, guys, we're taken from here. If you want me to see your chat, please do post it. And you can also send, inshallah, a super chat, and I'll see your chat faster. Barakallah, it helps a lot. All right, mashallah, we've been going an hour and a bit, and we have consistently 150 people on. So sisters, I'm a sister in my early 20s and also university student. I see fitna at uni, and by Allah, I've tried my best to stay away from them. And now the only way I know I can abstain from this further is by getting married. Please, it's okay to DM. I really need advice. Yeah, you can message, but there's our link for our counseling. Okay, this is the best way, inshallah. But I do respond to people. The best way is to counsel. You have sisters who counsel. You can have all this. Do you see, again, I'm not trying to, again, we don't know who the sister is, but do you see the desperation? Wallahi, you don't know the sisters. I don't know the sisters, but I just want to make it here. No judgment. The sister needs to DM a brother to understand she needs help. But people are not helping her. Maybe her father, or the people around there, are not helping her. Right? People are like, oh my God, she's gonna message a guy. You can see how the problem can happen, right? But do you see the desperation? People are like, oh my God, she's desperate. What a bad woman. She's not bad. She is 20. She's a woman. At least a few days, a month, her mind is. Do you understand what happens when a woman ovulates? It's not like a man. Men produce sperm non-stop. A woman ovulates, it changes her whole body. It basically prepares her body for intimacy, and she's not receiving it. Do you understand? It's very, very difficult for a woman when she ovulates. She's 20. People might shame her, but she has desire. She says, a lot of fitna. I need to get married. Oh my God, it's such a bad reason to get married. You should only want to get married for the sake of Allah. Yeah, this is for the sake of Allah. This is exactly what it is, for the sake of Allah. Okay, so yes, inshallah, DM me, and there's sisters who can help you as well. We have a big team. We'll try to help you. We have Nikagram, the service for marriage. You can see it in my links. Okay, check out my website, galromaani.com, and you can see all the links, inshallah, in my Instagram. So I'm still taking the questions. Okay, these are the questions in the anonymous post. You can go to my Instagram and you can post your question a lot. Okay. One about some OCD. Anything with OCD or waswasa, please message me. Okay. And we can have a counseling session. Is there a good book for parenting, how to raise girls that when they hit puberty, they have the mentality to overgrown woman? I want to raise my children. The books of Shaykh Al-Jibali are pretty good. Precious Sprouts and others. Check it out, please, inshallah. Okay, I was clean from corn. Corn, yani, with P, obviously. You know what that means, pornography. Nearly 3 years, but due to Netflix and movies, slowly I became returned to corn again. I'm very scared since especially my parents are looking for a wife for me. What can I do? Feeling very hopeless, both spiritually and physically. We have a program, again, solutions, guys, solution based. We have a program called My Tazkiyah, which kind of helps people to deal with addiction. But that's what it is. I told you guys. 24, not married. What do you think he's gonna do? He's gonna fast Monday and Thursdays every Monday, Thursday. Or he can't fast Monday and Thursday. You think that's gonna be enough? He's gonna be suffering. Okay, so he needs to get married. That's the only thing that you can do. He's feeling hopeless spiritually and physically, because watching porn destroys you. Gotta be careful. So stay away from things as much as you can and get married, man. Get married. Right, again, we're taking also your super chat on the screen. If you put the super chat, I'll see your question quicker and I'll be able to address this. So I'm going kind of back and forth, or you can just go to the Instagram and post a anonymous question. How does unhealed trauma affect a person? Does trauma need to be healed, or can a person choose to ignore it and live like it didn't happen? It depends on how you interpret it. You should address it, but it depends on how you interpret it. You can interpret it as a victim or as a learner. As a victim, you'll always suffer, and you'll make other people suffer. For example, you might be a single mother, you've been divorced, you have all this anxiety in you, all this trauma, problems happen. A guy comes to maybe propose to you or something, and you destroy him. You destroy him. You self-sabotage, you believe he's bad, you this, you that, you self-sabotage for yourself, makes a mistake, and you destroy him, and you hurt him. SubhanAllah. So, depends on how. Usually counseling can help with this. We offer counseling, cognitive behavior therapy, but it's bottom line is you need to change your perspective. Don't victimize yourself. As a woman, don't victimize yourself. Look at it, okay, I learned this. This is a lesson. I gotta be careful. Yes, but don't victimize. The more you victimize yourself, the more you do harm to yourself. All right. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Is not being a morning person, waking up grumpy, part of bad akhlaq? And will it cause harm in the marriage if I behave the same way? Yes, it will cause harm. Probably this is a guy. A woman will not respect you if you wake up at 9 a.m., 10 a.m., you're lazy and grumpy and this and that. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I keep saying this. I keep telling the brothers, you need to wake up, and you guys, guys are weak, man. Weak, and women do not respect weak men. Start being strong, and you start by starting the day properly with fajr, with tahajjud, with fajr, with salah, with athkar, with some workout. Work. Let your family see you that you are a person of action. Stop being weak. Men are weak. Wake up, guys. Wake up, oh men. Okay, that's why women misbehave and don't respect you, because you're weak. If a man wants to invite his parents over to stay for a couple of days, weeks, does he have to ask his wife approval? No, he does not have to. He does not have to. Okay, this is his parents. This is his house. He does not have to. She needs to obey and listen and accept and be happy and take care of them because they're guests. So she gets double reward for being his parents and obeying him as a husband, plus having guests. It's just a beautiful thing. Yeah. Now, if these parents are like horrible and they just pick on her and abuse her and this and that, that's a different story. She should not even maybe be close to them. But in general, no. Catching feelings for a kuffar man who doesn't even know, can control what the heart feels. Of course, you cannot control what the heart feels. You shouldn't be around the kuffar man. You shouldn't be around these men. Most likely at work, kafir man, spending 9, 8 hours with them. They're very nice. You go back to your husband, he's tired from work, you're tired from work. You look at each other like some two strangers, roommates. You're gonna see, Steven or whatever his name is at work. He's so nice. He brings coffee, everyone. He's always laughing, joking, working, problem solving with you. You're gonna catch feelings for the kafir for sure, 100%. Heart cannot control. Yeah, but you can control where your heart goes and where you put it, in which situation. Definitely, 100%. Know that the heart cannot be controlled, but also you can control your actions. So be careful. Women should not go and do this. Husband watches porn, doesn't give much attention to me, even when I dress up. He's polygynous as well, has 2 wives. SubhanAllah, I've spoken to him and he says he'll change, but he doesn't look like he likes me physically. Need advice. Yeah, I mean, this is a problem, right? I don't know. We need to look at it. Sisters, are they? I'm not going to blame the sisters. The guys has to be careful. If he's watching porn and he's got all like 2 wives, this is really unacceptable. It's a big sin. He has to accept accountability. Okay, and the woman has to be harsh on him because he's sinning really bad. And if she knows about it, I don't know, man. Like how guys don't even hide their sins; they're not even ashamed. Advise him, and tell him that if he needs to change, he needs to stop. Take care of yourself. Ask him what's wrong. How do you want him to change? How do you want yourself to look for him, and so on. Look at you and your other wife. Are you girls overweight? Is there a problem? Maybe you need to get some advice on how to be a bit more selective. But bottom line, it's his fault. It's his fault. There's no excuse for him to do that. It's his fault. He needs to stop it 100%. He has 2 wives, man. What are you waiting for? You got intimacy right there in front of you. Women who want you to have intimate relation. Muhammad, Jazakallah khair for the super chat. I recently got rejected by a potential father for not agreeing to have music at the wedding. Being called hard-headed. Was I hard-headed? No, you were not, bro. May Allah bless you. Wallahi, you gave something up for the sake of Allah. Allah will replace it for you with something better. I'm proud of you. MashaAllah. Okay, that shows a lot of strength from it because a lot of people are like, khair inshallah. So you got rejected for that. It's his loss, bro. That's so sad. That's so sad. I feel really, really bad, bro. May Allah protect you and bless you. Allah. May Allah protect you. All right, a couple more minutes. I get attracted to certain men, not for marriage, but as a father figure. I then get depressed for days as I daydream about them being a father to me, whilst I see myself as a child. Nothing sexual, just makes the little girl feel safe and loved. Usually any random stranger who shows slight kindness. Yeah, this is like daddy issues, right? A lot of women have that. It can turn sexual, but it's not always sexual. And this is an evidence for probably an absent father, a bad father who didn't hug and kiss his daughter. Fathers, hug and kiss your daughters. Take care of your daughters. Even sometimes you make mistakes. They're gonna look at you maybe different, but always try to hug them, try to kiss them, try to hold them, try to call them princesses, try to tell them they're beautiful. Okay? If a woman doesn't have that connection with a man, she is going to suffer actually in her adulthood, even in the way she'll behave with her husband. Being a man, am I allowed to wear pants below ankles due to the pressure of my parents? Yeah, you try to wear them below, I mean above the ankle, right? But it's a difference of opinion. I prefer to wear above the ankle. But yani, be smart, okay? And it's a trend anyway. It's a fashion these days. Why are they so picky on it? It looks good, man. Is allowed to read books that contain romance. It's not eroticism. Really? And some fantasy elements if we do not believe. I believe this is asked by a woman. I discourage women from reading these books. I discourage them, discourage them, discourage them. You don't understand. Look at the research on this, how many women, what they read and how it affects them. It's called word porn. As a woman, I love to adorn and I want to be good looking for my future husband, inshallah. Do I keep my autonomy on how I dress and do my hair at home, or will he have the right to impose me certain styles? I mean, in general, men are not going to tell you to do this. I mean, girls, they know how to look good in general. But if a man tells you something, he wants something, it's okay. He will be super happy. All right. Barakallahu feekum. Jazakallah khair. So, a lot of questions, alhamdulillah. How does a 25 manage her hormone during ovulation? I talked about it. It's really hard. It's really hard. Wallah, I just said. They need to get married. طيب barakallahu feekum. I'll take a few more super chats, inshallah. A few more minutes, 5 minutes. Anyone wants to send a super chat. Assalamu alaikum. 20-year-old woman wants to get married, but she wants to deal it and focus on personal growth. Any advice? What is this personal growth? I don't understand when it comes to women. What does personal growth mean? What is the growth of a woman other than knowing how to nurture human souls, knowing how to be a good wife, knowing how to be a good servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? This whole concept of like being like men and competing and CEOs, this is something foreign. Okay, people might cite Khadija and this and that. Okay, have a business, no problem. Do it like Khadija then. Employ men and let it be in your house. Okay. When it comes to personal development for women, it's not like for men. They want to compete with men. Focus on your priorities. I'm not saying women shouldn't get educated. I believe women can get education, but the way they do it, should they go 9 hours a day outside mixing with people? No. Should they do this? No. In certain cases, maybe there's a need. Maybe we need to look at it. It's not so black and white. But bottom line is a man's personal development, a woman's personal development is different. She shouldn't give it up. She should not give up marriages. Let her get married. Okay, that's her focus. Then she can develop on many different levels, inshallah, as well. Now, all right. Alhamdulillah. Barakallahu fikum. Last question, inshallah. Some of the people are funny, man. Okay, just really quickly. This guy's obsessed with marriage. There's genocide taking place. Wake up. More important things to worry about than marriage at the moment. Why is this guy son of God? I'll tell you why. Because one of the reasons we're being smashed in Gaza is because we don't have a strong ummah. One of the reasons we don't have a strong ummah is because we don't have strong marriage, because we have weak men and weak women. That's one of the reasons that these people are raping us, basically. And I've not been silenced. You can look at the Safa Salahuddin Academy and the AIMS conferences that I've done with Sheikh Kareem, with the Dean Show, talking about these lectures. We've had conferences in New Jersey, in Chicago, on Palestine. Specifically, our organization, the one that I work with, is championing. Sheikh Kareem right now is in England championing this. What are you talking about? You guys are, subhanAllah, some people just have no respect. Okay, but just because I don't do it the way other people do it, that because I want to be clear on certain things, people have a problem with it. Okay, just because I don't rub certain things in people's face, I'm smart the way I do it, but I've not been silent whatsoever. Subhanallah. All right, red pill causing more problems than solutions. Definitely this causing a lot of problems. A lot of problems. Young men, Muslim men, need to be careful. Okay, very careful. Look at the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, now Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the best example for how men should be. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, now طيب. Barakallahu fikum. Jazakumullah khair. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless everyone. Inshallah, we will end here. This will be posted. People can review it. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله wabarakatuh. And if anything good that came out of this is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, anything mistake or bad, I apologize. And it's the mistake from myself and shaitan. And barakallahu fikum. Assalamu alaikum.